Ukrainians attacked Russia again, but this time not only with drones, but with more powerful missiles. On the night of November 5th, missiles attacked the TPP thermal power plant in the Russian city of Oryol for the second time. It is the largest in the region. This is confirmed by videos and eyewitness reports, according to Astra. At night, local residents reported a series of powerful explosions in the city, near the local thermal power station. In addition to the reports, videos were shared online showing moments of the explosions. Before the explosions, the sound of a jet engine was heard, indicating that missiles or rocket-powered drones carried out the attack. Local residents are also convinced that it was a missile strike. Meanwhile, the governor of the Oryol region, as is typical for Russian officials, stated that air defense forces destroyed the enemy drones and debris damaged several private houses and a utility building. Amid these statements, it is worth noting that in the released videos, there are no sounds of air raid sirens in the city or any sign of Russian air defense systems in operation. The Oryol TPP was already attacked on the night of October 31st. According to the Ukrainian Navy, the facility was struck by Neptune cruise missiles. The strike targeted an open distribution device, causing a large-scale power outage in the city. The Oryol TPP is the region's largest source of electricity and heat, supplying energy to the city's power system and heat. The station's installed electrical capacity is 330 megawatts. The day before, the Ukrainian Defense Forces launched a series of drone strikes on two oil infrastructure facilities in Russia. They attacked the Stерлitamak petrochemical plant in the Republic of Bashkortostan and an oil refinery in the Nizhny Novgorod region. Tank crews of the 5th Separate Kyiv Assault Brigade destroyed a building at close range where an enemy assault group was hiding. The brigade posted a video of the incident on its Telegram channel. Two T-80BV tanks, Green and Kizy, thwarted the enemy's attempt to attack Ukrainian positions. The tanks are likely captured units. The command decided to act preemptively. Rather than waiting for an assault, they struck the enemy while it was gathering. Each shot is the result of the coordinated work of the team, which holds the defense line and destroys the enemy, leaving him no chance, the brigade noted. According to the War Archive Project, the enemy was defeated in the village of Oleksiyivka in the Dnipropetrovsk region. According to the Oryx Project, the defense forces of Ukraine have captured at least 76 T-80BV tanks. This corresponds to roughly 2.5 tank battalions at standard strength. It was recently reported that Russian forces on the administrative border of the Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions detonated mines, destroying 2 tanks and 3 armored personnel carriers. The enemy attempted to cross a water barrier under thick fog to avoid aerial detection. Ukrainian intelligence had previously identified the likely route. The crossing was heavily mined, and the armored vehicles exploded immediately upon entering the water. The vehicles became stuck in the mud, making them easy targets for Ukrainian strike drones, which completed the destruction of the enemy convoy. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, the situation remains tense as Russian forces continue to target both military and civilian areas with drones and missile strikes. Overnight, several Shahed drones were intercepted by Ukrainian air defense, but some managed to hit infrastructure near Kryvyi Rih and Nikopol, causing power outages and damage to industrial sites. At the same time, Ukrainian forces maintained strong defensive positions in the region, using Dnipropetrovsk as a key logistics and supply hub for operations along the southern front. Anti-aircraft units have increased readiness amid fears of renewed missile barrages targeting energy infrastructure as winter approaches. Despite constant pressure, local morale remains high, and civilian evacuation routes, shelters, and power repair teams continue to function efficiently. A Russian-grad BM-21M LRS was destroyed after being spotted by Ukraine's Inquisition unit of the 59th Brigade. The Russian BM-21 Grad is a multiple rocket launcher system used extensively in Ukraine, firing salvos of unguided rockets that cause massive destruction over wide areas, often targeting Ukrainian frontline and civilian zones. At first, Russian propagandists rejoice over striking Kyiv, and then they start collecting money for generators in the Belgorod region. And it's not even certain there will be enough fuel to run them all.
We struck Kyiv. There is no electricity in Kyiv, no heat in Kyiv, no water in Kyiv. Is this good or bad? I think it's good.
A few moments later.
We continue collecting for the needs of the Belgorod region. We will buy devices that allow heating spaces and cooking food. In general, everything needed for those who, are refugees and those living in homes located in blackout zones.
The Kyiv regime is striking the civilian and energy infrastructure of the region. We must be prepared for anything.
And things are heating up around Venezuela. A U.S. military intervention seems imminent. Warthog Defense reported that Russia delivered Pantsir-S air defense missile and gun systems to Venezuela. Weapons that had not previously been part of the Venezuelan army's arsenal. But now we have more details. Russian State Duma deputy Alexei Zhuravlyov announced this in an interview with the pro-Kremlin outlet Gazeta.ru. He acknowledged that Moscow continues to supply arms to Caracas amid rising tensions between Venezuela and the United States. According to Zhuravlyov, Russia is Venezuela's key military technical partner, supplying a full range of weaponry, from small arms to combat aircraft. The official noted that the scope and details of these deliveries are classified, hinting that the Americans might be in for some surprises. Zhuravlyov also confirmed the transfer of several battalions of S-300 VM, Ante 2500, surface-to-air missile systems, as well as Buk M2E and Pantsir-S systems, to Caracas. However, the exact delivery dates have not been disclosed, nor has the number of combat vehicles transferred. The S-300 VM and Buk M2E systems were already in service with the Venezuelan army, whereas the country has received the Pantsir-S for the first time. Bringing these systems into operational service requires extensive personnel training, which usually takes longer than the current phase of confrontation between Caracas and Washington. The new systems may likely be operated by Russian specialists or mercenaries, including members of the Wagner PMC, whose presence in Venezuela was noted as early as last year. In addition, there were recent reports of a Russian Il-76 military transport aircraft arriving in Caracas, which is on the sanctions list. This aircraft has been used to transport weapons, military supplies, and Wagner mercenaries, who have operated in various regions of the world on behalf of Russia. Russian Defense Minister Belousov suggested to Putin that preparations for nuclear weapons testing on the Novaya Zemlya archipelago begin immediately. Putin said that if the US and other participants in the CTBT conduct nuclear tests, Russia will take appropriate measures.
Considering the above, I find it advisable to begin preparations for full-scale nuclear tests immediately. The readiness of the forces and resources at the central test site on the Novaya Zemlya archipelago allows for their execution in a short time frame.
Medvedev blamed the US for Russia's nuclear tests. It's always someone else for them. No one knows what Trump meant about nuclear testing. He probably doesn't himself. But he's the President of the United States, and the consequences of such words are inescapable. Russia will be forced to assess the expediency of conducting full-fledged nuclear tests itself.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.